Hi, this is Anne from Design Bundles, and today I'm going to show you how to make a dripping text effect in Adobe Illustrator. All right, let's get started. First, I'm going to go out and download a dripping slime vector from Vecteezy. So let's go ahead and go out there, and I'll just search for dripping slime. And this one looks great over here. I'll just click it and then I'll do a free download. Okay, now it's totally fine to use Vecteezy graphics when you're just practicing, but make sure to read the license and attribution if you want to use these graphics for anything else. Okay, so I have this downloaded and I'm going to click right here and just show in Finder. If you're using a different browser, this might be up in the corner or whatever, but it should end up in your downloads. And this came in as a zip file. So when that happens, you'll need to unzip the file. On a Mac, all you need to do is double click it. On a PC, you'll want to right click and then choose extract or extract all. So when we unzipped it, it created a little folder. Let's click this caret, and inside we can see a JPEG and an EPS file. We want the EPS, and I'm just going to click and drag it onto my Illustrator, and I'll hold my space bar to kind of move this into the center of the frame. Okay, with my selection tool, I'm going to click, and it looks like we have a masked item. So let's hit Command Y or Control Y on the PC. And wow, there's a lot going on here. So I think what we should do, let's hit Command Y or Control Y again. I think first we should remove all of these gray squares. And then this looks like it was built with the, yes, it was built with a gradient mesh, and those can be a little bit tricky to work with. So what I'm going to do, I'll hit A to get my direct selection. I'll click on one of these gray squares at the bottom, and then I'll do Select, Same, Fill Color, and we'll delete those. I'm going to get my Group Selection tool, and I'm just going to click a few times on this until it selects the whole thing and delete it. Same with the word slime. I'll click once, click twice, till I have the whole word and delete it. Okay, so we're left with just the green slime that isn't built in a way that's easy to manipulate. So I'm going to rasterize this and then do an image trace on it. So I'll select all with Command A or Control A. I'll go to Object and Rasterize. All of this is fine. We'll say OK. And it might take a minute. Okay, and we have kind of a black and white rasterized version. Now we can come up here to Image Trace, and if you don't see this bar at the top, just go to Window and Control right here. Okay, so we'll click Image Trace and we'll see what we get. Okay, so we've really lost a lot of the image. Let's come over here to the Image Trace panel. We click that, it brings up this window. Okay, the threshold will choose how much black is being shown. So if we increase this, we'll be able to see a lot more black. Bringing it up to 198 really helped, but let's keep going. Okay, this looks pretty good. 222 is what I've chosen. And then we'll say expand up here at the top. Now, I'm going to Command minus to zoom out. And what I really want is just the black and not the white. So I'm going to hit Y on my keyboard to get the magic wand tool. And we'll click once on this white area down here and then just delete. Okay, so now we only have our black drips. Okay, so now we're ready to do our gradient. Now there are a few different ways to use gradient, but in this tutorial we're going to use the Freeform Gradient, which is relatively new to Illustrator. Let's go up to Window and Gradient. Okay, and I'm just going to bring my fill to the front, and now we have this option here, which is the Freeform Gradient. The other two are linear and radial, which we won't be using today. So let's choose that Freeform Gradient. And when we do this, it kind of colorizes it in a random way. So yours might be a little bit different than mine, but hopefully it's somewhat similar. Okay, and we have these different nodes that it randomly adds. I want my colors to kind of flow in a rainbow way. So first I'm going to click this node down here, and then I'll double click this, and I'll choose a kind of reddish color. I want it to be really red, so I'll bring this up here. We'll say, okay, All right, and this really helped us a lot because we've already got red, orange, and yellow. But I think I want this one to be a more bright orange. So I'll click on this node and then I'll come over here and choose a really bright orange. And we'll say OK. Let's move this node over a little bit so it doesn't overpower our red coming from this node. All right, I'm going to add a node right in here, and I'll click that once and then come over here to the color, and I'll choose yellow for this one. And then I think I want to make this a more bright green. We've got kind of a muted green going on. So I'll bring that more to the green area and then just choose this one. We'll say OK. Ooh, but we lost our blue, so let's add our blue back in by adding another node, clicking once and coming over to the color. And we'll just add that here. So now we have our rainbow appearance on our drips. And what I'd like to do now is open the appearance palette. In here you'll see group, contents, and then opacity default. And I want to double click on contents to see that gradient. I'm going to click on the word part of appearance and just pull it out so that I have access to the appearance and the graphic styles window. If you don't have either of these pulled up, you can always come up to window and open them that way. Okay, now that I have my compound path with a rainbow, I can click the picture of this and pull it over to graphic style. And this kind of saves it so that you can apply this graphic style to other things, like objects or text. Now I'm going to click on this with my selection tool and just get on a corner and hold shift and resize. We'll move this down a little bit. Then I'm going to hit T and type drippy. I'll get on my selection tool, grab a corner and hold shift and make this much bigger. And then I'm going to change our font to impact. There we go. I'm going to put it right on the edge and just get on a corner, stretch it a little larger. Oh, we're not really stretching it though. Okay, and now we want to take this text and we want to outline it. So whenever I outline text, I always drag a copy to the side so I'll be able to keep the font. So to do that, I'm going to hold Option and click and drag this over. I'll click on the one we're working on, and then I'll hit Shift Command O, which is create outlines. Okay, so we have our outline text, and now I'm going to select everything and combine it into one shape. And to do that, I'm going to come to Pathfinder and Unite. And it'll either turn everything all rainbow or it'll turn everything all black because those are the two that we're working with. But we have the rainbow gradient saved right over here in graphic style. So now we can just click that and it'll apply to the whole shape. Now, if there are parts of this that you don't really like, let's say you want the green to come down here a little more, you can always edit this gradient. So if you get back in your gradient window, you can come over here and edit gradient. And then it'll give you these nodes back, and you can just click and drag and move a node down. You can also get on the little bottom circle and pull it out so that it's bigger and takes up more of the space. Although I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to pull this one down also. I see that we haven't gotten quite up to the edge of the drips. So in this case, I'd probably want to hit P and then minus and just click on some of these points and delete them so that they line up better with the D. And we'll come over here and do the same with the Y. Just delete a lot of these points. Okay, and I think we are done. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, just hit the subscribe button and the little bell and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.